All right, I'm going to show y'all how to turn a upcycled sweatshirt or hoodie or t-shirt, whatever you want, into a cute little shirt or poncho, whatever you want to call it. You need your sewing machine and some scissors. And in this one, we're going to use like 5 or 6 shirts. You can do them in 3, but I'm going to show y'all a way to expand it to make the sleeve longer instead of it real short in case you want a longer sleeve. So get you a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and just lay it out nice and flat. All right, grab your scissors and we're going to make our first cut. And what you want to do, I like to just go and cut as far over as I can. We're going to cut that sleeve off and the sides and just go all the way down like that. And then you'll just have, and you can keep that because a lot of times we'll use them for other projects. I've been upcycling clothes for about 18 years, I guess. Been selling on Etsy for all this time. Started when my daughter was a baby. I actually started before that. She's 17 and a half, so I was pregnant with her when I started. Looking for a way to work from home, but yet love sewing. And combine the two, and here we are. All right, so now you have both sides cut off just like that. So this is going to be your main bodice piece like that. And then I want to add a little length to the sleeves. So you can do it 2 ways. You can either cut it like this, a strip, and add, or you could actually cut a strip down like this to add. Either way, it's just, but if you do it the other way, you got to remember the shoulder seams are they naturally slant down, and so you're gonna want to angle that down to keep with the flow of that. And if you have a shirt and it has writing on it, don't let that deter you from using it, because you can turn it inside out, or you can just patch over that area. And so what you would do is just start as close to the neck as you can and just cut straight down. I'm going to do 2 different ones, so I'm not going to use the same color on both sides because I want to add some interest. All right, and I would just save this because you definitely can use it for another poncho. And so then you just got to remember what side that came off of. And so it's going to be this side. So it can keep flowing down. And then we're going to add on, like normally this is where we would add this piece at. And it's just, you would cut another shirt just like you cut that one. You're going to cut both of the sleeves off and the sides. And this one has already been cut off, but that's okay because I can add to the bottom of it to add length with just another shirt. So then this one will go on this side like this. And then you would put this piece right here like this. And then you would add this side. And then that's going to be your sleeve over here. It's kind of hard maybe to see that right now by looking at it, but you'll see once we get started. All right, so we really don't need this anymore. I'm just gonna put it to the side, and then we're gonna cut this other side out. And so I chose this one. And I think I'm just going, it's not a whole lot there. So I'm actually thinking about just maybe coming to the bottom and cutting my own out. I'm gonna cut it up here. I'm gonna save this bottom. A lot of times I like to fold my t-shirt like this. And this is definitely an upcycled shirt that I got at a thrift store. But if you have some in your closet, you can definitely use that. I like to use stuff out of my closet when I'm upcycling. Basically, you know, you're wearing your story of something that you've already had previously. And a lot of times I will do custom work for customers where I will take used or upcycled shirts, things that they've kept in their closet for years, and it could even be from a loved one. And they'll keep concert shirts or vacation shirts, and then they'll send them to me to make a poncho or a dress, something that they can wear that tells their story, their history. And so that's what I'm encouraging y'all to do is to find some things in your closet and upcycle them, and to, you know, to tell your story through what you're wearing. And of course our story is ever evolving. Okay, and so now we have, it's gonna be this side, but remember, we're gonna take this in, we're gonna turn right sides together, and we're gonna make it kind of go down a little bit right there. And that's gonna give that same downward flow. All right, I thought this one was very cool. I could have even done it as the center bodice piece, but I decided to keep it on the side as a sleeve. So you're gonna just cut this off. And I like to cut the tags out of the clothing because that's gonna be where your arm is going, and you wouldn't want that to irritating your arm. So I just like to make sure I don't cut through. But if you happen to cut through, just patch over it. Still usable. Matter of fact, a lot of the shirts I do, I'll put t-shirt ruffle going all the way around, and it's really cute. I'm gonna show y'all how I do that. All right, so now we have this side. But I'm gonna, like I said, actually it kind of has a downward swing to it. So I think I'm not gonna have to do this one because it flared out, but a lot of them don't flare out. So you're gonna have to, you don't have to. I don't think you'll notice it if it's not, because it's kind of hanging down. It's not like it's up here on the shoulder. It's just a habit I've gotten into when I add width to shirts and stuff. But I don't think you would really notice it on these. And I'm gonna have to do something to the bottom right here because I see there's a little stain. I'll probably put a little ruffle over it right there. And so now you can kind of see how it's gonna look. I'm gonna have the gray one right here, and then this blue one, of course, I'm gonna have to add to the bottom of it, which I might add this shirt right there to kind of bring it back in over here and add a little interest. So I'm gonna stitch these together, and when I stitch, you can either do right sides together like this, and I always start at the shoulder seam right there, and I'll work myself way down, and then I do the same thing. And then you'll do right sides together again right here and sew it, and then you'll do the other side. And then we're gonna take a look at it, and you can add to it from there. Like sometimes I add like a ruffled section or just more t-shirts or skirt section onto the end to give it a lot of extra flair or whatever, just add interest to the piece, but you don't have to. Some of them I do just plain. I use 3 t-shirts and that's all. So it's really depending on what you're, wanting to do. Okay, one of the things that I like to do to really add some interest to the pieces is to cut up the sleeves and the piece, that we've cut off on the sides. I'll take them and cut them into like little strips like this. And then I'll do tiny little ruffles going along the edge. Because if you look at this side, it's not like finished, which is okay. I mean, it's knit, so no big deal. But you could hem it, I guess, if you wanted it all nice, and hemmed up, but I don't like that look. So what I like to do sometimes is either leave them plain, or I will go and I will add little ruffles. So if you do that, just cut you some strips and just kind of look at the fabric and tug it just a little to see how it curves. And so I like to curve up. So I'll make sure that it is curving up when I do my ruffle, and I'll start at the bottom and I'll work all the way around to the other side, and then I'll finish with a tiny little ruffle. Now, you can also add on to this. This is not really your sleeves. This is where it hangs down, and you can really add to that area and really make it funky looking. Add a lot of interest. I'll take the bottom of skirts or t-shirts and add another layer right there if you really want to extend the length on the sides. So don't extend it in the front, it extends it on the side. And so that's something to think about. If you go and watch some of my other videos, you will see me add length to the sides and you'll see what it looks like. I'm not doing it on this one. Instead, I added that little piece in to extend the actual sleeves to come down the body a little bit, like the arm a little bit, so it wasn't so high. Maybe it'll be more elbow length. So you'll just keep working around till you get to the other side, and then you'll do the other side. And you can always add in ruffles, throughout the poncho or the shirt to add interest. Sometimes I'll add 2 or 3 rows right there just to really make it pop. So don't be afraid of that. You could add a different color. You could add a white or a gray or a navy right there also. All right, well, I'm going to finish working this, and then I'm going to show y'all how to do maybe something along the neckline right here, just to add some interest to the poncho if you don't want it plain. All right, guys, I am thinking on the neckline. I was kind of thinking about working with this, so we'll see what all this looks like. I'm just gonna kind of go with it for a second and then probably recut once I get it to see how it's gonna lay. This is actually a shirt, the remnants of a shirt, I should say. So I just want to see what I'm actually looking like, working with, and then I might just cut a lot of it off. All right. I was just kind of thinking like this could have kind of maybe come up here like this a little. I'm not real sure. I may not like it at all. I may have to just cut into it a little right here. But I really like the boldness of these flowers right here. And I really like to do things different, I guess. Add interest to pieces. I'm thinking I may just come along this line and cut this like this. There we go. I think I'm kind of liking this shape a little better. Yeah, I like this. And so really, honestly, I believe that this should all be hand stitched down. It's just gonna give it a prettier look. And so that's what I am going to actually do. So if you wanted to hand stitch something, you just get you a needle and thread and just start doing a run and stitch. If you don't know how to do it, just look online. There's lots of tutorials online that you can find on how to do that. I'm just kind of rounding the corners off a little. I think I just kind of wanted them a little more rounded. Now, you could, if you're gonna hand stitch it on, you could kind of tuck those corners like under, like that, so you don't have that raw edge. If you were gonna machine stitch this, I would just go straight across like this and just run and just run it down like that. And I would definitely suggest, if you're gonna machine stitch it, that you would put some type of fabric adhesive like tape or I don't know, fusible webbing, that's what it's called, something like that, under here, a lightweight one, and iron it down. And that way it stays all smooth for you when you start the process. But I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm excited. I can't wait to show y'all, for y'all to see the finished look of it. What do y'all think? This is all the patchwork. I ended up machine stitching it, and this is all the little ruffles I did on the side to kind of, and if you can see, that sleeve is hitting about right here instead of hitting way up here, so it just made it more of a half sleeve. I have a little poncho underneath it. So you can always do that. You can double layer, wear your little long sleeve t-shirt under it if you want to wear it for winter. If you want to wear it for summer, just don't, you don't have to wear anything under it. Or if you're worried about this, then just wear like a little tank under it. But I don't know, it never really shows it when you wear it without anything. So it's really cute. I hope y'all have fun making them. I'd love to see them. Post it underneath in the comments. And I just figure, why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary by adding something really cool to your piece. And it might be that you add something from a shirt that you have that you've kept forever. It could be something with some wording on it. It doesn't have to be a floral piece. It could be whatever you want, but you could take your time and just do some hand stitching. Would also be fun on it. This little piece is pretty cool because it has the little kangaroo pocket on it. So it's a little different than some I've made. Go watch my other videos and you'll see some of the other ones that I made. And I love the fact that it has a little hoodie on it. So grab you some upcycle t-shirts, some out your closet, and create something fun and funky that you're gonna wear this summer or this winter, depending on, when you decide that you wanna wear it. But I would love to see them. So if you'd post some pics in the comments below, show me some love, I would appreciate it.